Do you remember when we first held hands?
I sure do.
Of course you do. I do.
We were in high school and we were at the school dance. And at the end of the song, we walked off the dance floor and you grabbed my hand. And that was the beginning of our forevermore.
Our big story. Yes.
It was wonderful.
Story. It was fantastic. And we want to talk about that today. Not necessarily our big story of our life, but about the little thing that makes a big difference, which is that everyday touch, like holding hands. We are Brian and Elisa Hope, and with a lot of years as a pastor
and as a mental health therapist, and a lot of years being husband and wife, we have hopes for your marriage.
Here we go.
This is one of those rhythms that can easily go by the wayside.
Oh, very easily.
Yeah.
It's like it was there in the beginning, all the butterflies, all the excitement, walk off the dance floor and everyone sees you holding hands and there's a buzz of electricity. But at some point in the relationship, in a marriage,
sometimes early on,
yeah, it kind of just goes away. It fizzles. And there's probably a lot of reasons for why it does that.
Yeah.
But we're here to bring it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be something that maybe never really did get established, or over time, just the busyness of life, the craziness of life, that touch just kind of went away. If you've had kids, when you're always getting touched by kids, sometimes you just can't handle any more touch. Or I've heard wives talk about before, because husbands don't necessarily talk to me about this, but wives say, well, I don't want to kiss or hold hands because if I do, that is the only time I get that's the gateway to the whole package.
The whole package.
And I'm not up for the whole package. And so then it becomes just this awkward thing of not touching. And the only time you do touch is when it's the whole package. So there's a lot of things that could be going on. Or maybe it is something that you really do want. You are aware of the need for it or the lack of it, but you don't know how to bring it up because that's vulnerable. It's vulnerable to bring up the fact that, like, you never hold my hand anymore, and I miss that.
Yeah. And we want to assure you that it's never too late.
No, not ever.
It's never too late. No matter how long you've been married, no matter how old you are, no matter how cool you think you might be, no matter how many kids are in your family, no matter how many groups you're around, it's never too late to reestablish and to awaken this possibly dormant element of your marriage. We want to spark back to life because it may be a little thing. It may seem like holding hands is a little thing, but we are convinced that it's a big deal and it can make a big difference in your marriage.
Yeah, we all need touch. So your marriage may look different than somebody else's. Well, it will in a lot of different ways. But touch might look different for you, but we all do need touch. There's a lot of research on this. We don't do well without touch. And so we all need to figure that out. Let's just take holding hands again for a minute. That's one of those things that it's so simple to do. So to start thinking in terms of, like, when am I out and about where I can just go by and hold my spouse's hand for a while when we're on the way in somewhere, out for a walk or sitting watching a show? Can we sit by each other instead of sitting in two different corners or chairs? And once again, just reach out and hold each other's hand.
Yeah, and holding each other's hand. Other little ways of everyday touch. You've seen it even on this video. Just a shoulder, an arm, a little hand to the back. Any of those things really can make a difference. They build up. They make deposits into this account in your spouse's heart. Even if it's not always easy for you, it's so important to know that somebody wants to connect with you and that you value and prioritize and want to touch. So we want to encourage you, reach out, grab your spouse's hand, touch their arm, touch their shoulder, touch their back, whatever it might be in these little ways.
Up your game.
Up your game. That's right. And maybe in ways that are that are unexpected. That's really when it can make those big differences. When you think, well, we've got these patterns and we've established some routines and rhythms about how we do these things. We'll break those and
mix it up.
Introduce some new ones.
Yeah.
Because those really communicate some wonderful things. Let the hug linger. When you enter a room and you hug and you give like, oh, it's nice to see you. give it an extra second of the embrace. That extra second says a lot of really wonderful things. It says things like, you matter to me. I want to connect with you. I see you. I value you. I love you. It says wonderful things when you're in a big group and it's a little chaotic, or with a lot of people running around and you're both busy hosting and cooking or whatever the case may be, to just hold a hand, touch a shoulder, those everyday touches, say, we're good. We're good. And when all this is over, you and me, we're grounded together, and that's what we want you to experience.
Because touch, actually, as important as it is, it tells a bigger story too. We were made to touch. We were made by a creator that touches. All we have to do is look at Jesus. Follow him in the New Testament and the Gospels, and we see a Jesus that reached out and touched the eyes of the blind man so that he could see. He reached out and touched the leper. He reached out to his disciples. He held their hand. He called children to come to him. And I just imagine like just gathering them, like touch, because we've got a God who holistically wants us to know that he sees us. He cares about us. He wants to connect with us. He loves us. And we get the opportunity every day in small ways to demonstrate that kind of holistic care and concern and love to our spouse. What a honor that is. What a blessing.
Yeah, and super enjoyable.
Yeah, it is.
So, so grab your spouse's hand.
Yeah.
And keep it up and see what happens.
Those are our hopes for your marriage. We hope you have a good day.
See you next time.